Okay, I'm feeling very excited. This is my first talk at BlackHat, so very excited to see you all. And I will be presenting Let's Play Applanting. And before that, let me tell I'm from India. And any guesses? What is this? Hello is a famous magazine all around the world. Okay, so this is Hello from India. So technically, Hello from India. Hi everyone, and welcome for this presentation. Yeah, this is Aishwarya Rai. So who answered? You saw it on the board, but let me set an example over here. Here's a small goodie for you.
Sure, thank you. I'll get a minute in Indian later.
Okay. So yeah, there are more goodies for answers. So that's how I condition my audience. Okay, so about the app planting. First, I would like to put some disclaimers so that the medias and anyone from Google here? Good, I'm not asking for bounty if you are there. Okay, fine, thank you. So it's a personal research. All the views which are presented over here or the research which has been done, it's personal. It doesn't express the views of or the opinion of my employer. And the vulnerability which I'll be talking about is being fixed by Google. Okay, so I found it in somewhere in September, and this is March, so it's around 6 months. So, and Google is doing pretty good work in fixing their vulnerability issues. So this has been fixed. So yeah, but we can discuss all the theory behind it. My brief introduction. I'm co-founder of Null. Null is a security community in India. It's the largest community in India, around 2,000 members on mailing list. Plus, we have chapters at 6 major cities in India. We all meet monthly, and twice a year we conduct a conference called NullCon in Goa and in Delhi. And as of now, I'm working with Semantics Net Backup product family. I'm based out in Pune. And apart from that, I'm involved with various projects for research, security research on critical infrastructure related to information with Government of India. So here's my duty. I had to flash this. Okay, so apart from working at Semantic, I am part of NullCon, and this has been in news, and we have been facing severe criticism for having Government of India sponsor a bug bounty program. It was to probe a botnet network, and this has been criticized by many people. David Dittrich from HoneyNet, etc. So yeah, I won't be going into the controversy of that, but yeah, bug bounty is something which attracts many people's attention, and many people just attack Google or Google's various services just to gain the bounties. But I had different motivations. I'll just talk about it. Okay, any questions so far? But I always face two questions. So whenever people know about what I do, so I try to quote it like I'm a security researcher, try to keep away the bad guys, etc., etc. Oh, so you're a hacker? Yeah, sort of. So then people ask me two questions. Any guesses? What usually what people ask? What are the two questions people ask you? Any guesses? Oh, cool. There you go. Bingo. So, so here's one for you. Where are you? Who answered that? Okay. Decent public here. I mean, anyone could have raised their hands because I didn't saw it. If you can just, yeah. Thank you. Yes, that's the first question anyone asked me or everybody asked me. So that's the first question. And the another one is, this. So you also get the same question. So yeah, so if it would have been that easy, I wouldn't have been working with Semantic, and I wouldn't have been running around organizing the conferences and running a community. Yeah, but these are the two questions. So if I say no, I can't do this, then people doubt that, are you an hacker? So if you say no, then it's really doubt on your ability. So this was one motivation, that okay, I can't do this because I know there are banks and Gmail or Google or Facebook, they're doing very good work on securing their users and their data, etc. But still, I mean, no one is perfect, and security is a moving target, and there's nothing called absolute security. So why not give it a shot? Okay, so that was one of the motivations. So that motivation led me to do something which is app planting, and it involves both. It's getting into the Gmail or Google account of someone, very targeted attack, okay, and then hack the bank accounts, make money, etc. So this app planting is a very, very targeted attack. Okay, so I would like to tell, I mean, those people who also want to attend any other talk in another room, I will just, if you want to know what is coming up in the paper, I will just sum it up over here. It's about the design gap in the Google's Play Store. Okay, so it can be, it was exploitable over XSS and a few other tricks. So it was somewhere in September, early August. So now this has been fixed. So it's no more a 0 day now. Okay, and the basic aim of this presentation is to create awareness about some new possibilities of attacks, which I have named as app planting. Okay, I don't claim that you will be succeeding in this attack or you will not be succeeding in this attack. Maybe there can be another attack vector using which you can carry out similar attack. But I definitely claim that there will be such attacks in future, not only with Android, but other platforms as well. Okay. Yeah, so this is what is coming up. And what motivated me to write this paper? Last year I had written a paper, How Secure is Internet Banking in India, where I had researched on 8 different banks' way of handling the data, way of securing the data, securing the transactions, re-authenticating the user, transmitting the data over the wire, plus storing the data at the back end. Okay, so this got good attention or good media attention, and many banks are not doing very good job over there. So this was very well received from the banks as well. Here during when I was researching on this topic, I found few things which were interesting and which led me to write this paper. So every bank, okay, they have some of your data, your email ID, etc., plus your phone number. And banks have started to identify you by your phone. If you lose your password or you want to reset your password, then everyone gets this one-time password on your cell phone, right? So yeah, so basically bank identifies you by your phone. Okay, so and the another thing is earlier many banks were using RSA in India, but now they have moved to a cheaper option. Okay, now they feel that it's a very, very strong authentication factor, and so they have moved to phone as a reliable and cheaper alternative. Okay, so yeah, so this is the basic issue, the basic concern, that phone is your identity. Not only bank, but all the social networkings sites which you use, they all identify you by your phone. Okay, so phone is basically your identity. And even apart from the social sites and the banking sites, phone is your identity. Again, this happens with me, not this. When I come late from office to home, then only if I give ring on my wife's mobile, only then the door is opened. Otherwise, so yeah, mobile is your identity. Okay. Anyone knows who this guy is? So goodie for someone who answers this, and he's not from India. Yes, he's a cricketer. There he goes. He's Dhoni. He's captain of Indian team. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So he has taken a big campaign of planting trees for environment thing. I'm not that green person, but I'm very much associated with that green, Android green. So I got inspired by him and thought I will name it Applanting. Okay, and yeah, so this is our playground where we'll be playing this. So this is the Play Store. Okay, and just to test out my attacks, I choose our own app which we had put. We have BlackHat app also, so it's a cool app. I have tried it. So this is our playground. Now there are some rules over here. We need to understand the rules so that we can play better and we can cheat and possibly win. Okay. So the rule is whenever you want to install an app, you have to search for the app, select an app, and what you have to do is say install. Okay. And behind the scene, what happens over the wire is finally there is this post request which is sent to the server. Okay, and out of this, there are only few things which are interesting. So this is the key part. This is the app ID, the app which you want to install. Plus this is the device ID. So this is unique for any Android device. And here is a token which is randomly generated. Okay. Now the thing is, if you have access to this token and this information, which is constant, this is the only variable, and this is something what you know or you can choose. Okay, so these are few important fields. Okay, if you have this field, you can recreate this entire stuff. Okay, that's one key thing. Okay, now with this knowledge, what we can do. So yeah, so there was an XSS vulnerability in Play Store. Okay, so yeah, with XSS, what you can do is you can steal the cookie, right? So what else you can do with XSS? If you know that there is an XSS, so yes, you can steal the cookie and simulate the person, etc., etc. Okay, that's one thing that you can do, and the another thing is, yeah, you can get all the parameters and try to replay it. Okay, and then try to install an app on someone's phone. But yeah, this is XSS which I found. Okay, this slide should have been earlier. Yeah, so this was the flaw in Google Play Store, where you can inject your script with search or with some other fields, and then you can run your script on client's browser. Okay, so there's another way you can exploit this. Okay, so there is install button over there. Okay, so simply I choose to click that install button by script instead of grabbing the cookies and then replaying the things. Right at the time when you want to execute the script on client side, just click the install. Just click the install by script. So there are various ways. So there are a few things which work with some browser, few things works with other browser. So I have listed all possible things. So you can choose any one of this, and then what you can do is like this. By clicking the install, you will see it is installed, and you can initiate the installation over there. So this is a Google's facility where you can choose an app to install on your phone from the Play Store, from your desktop, and over there that app will be automatically installed on your phone. So let's see in action how to exploit this in real world. So I can send some link to a friend. Okay. So for POC, I use our own website's URL. So once you click onto the URL, it will open up the site, and the site has a code which also sends a request with XSS attack to Play Store, and it is called onload of this page. So there will be another page, another tab which will be having a request to Play Store with exploitation of the XSS vulnerability, and it will, by script, it will do the install. Click on install, and then what you will see is installed, and the app will be planted on the phone. So this is how it works, and with this, what we can do is we can, if we can install or we can spoof an application on someone's phone, right, without his knowledge. What we can do is install a rogue application, right? Okay. I tried doing that, but the problem with this is you have to get an application which is rogue, and you have to get it into the Play Store, right? So that seems to be a difficult part. Okay, and even if you succeed in that, you don't have a guarantee that the application or the rogue application will stay over there, right? So I thought of taking a different way. So there are a lot of legitimate applications, SMS forwarders. Okay, these applications provide a feature to selectively forward the SMS. Okay, you can set the rules, whatever you want, and those can be forwarded to you. Okay, so you can install one application, or you can write an application, legitimate application, which will selectively forward you the SMS. And you know what type of SMS you will choose to forward. All one-time passwords, right? So can you get the Gmail access now? Yes? Can we get the bank's password reset one-time password? Yes, you can. Okay. So yeah, this is what you can gain if you create a legitimate application. Yeah, this is forward the credentials. You can get the credentials for banking. Also, you can do for Facebook. Okay, and likewise any other social sites. So I'm having tough time now. The problem with this is I'm not able to access my Facebook because Facebook has sensed that I'm accessing Facebook service from Amsterdam, and I'm a native of Indian Indian region. So it's not allowing me to log in, and the authentication or reconfirmation which it offers is authenticate by phone. And now I'm not able to access my phone because I'm not on international roaming. So this is a very good facility, but again a pain. Yeah. So let me run the video demonstration. Since the vulnerability is patch, I can't show you live, but this was a video which I had taken. So I sent a mail link. So once you click on the link, I'm reloading it, and then there's XSS, and the page is for App Store, and there you see here you can see that the application installation has started automatically. And it says installed. So have you all tried installing apps over there? Everyone, you do that? Yeah. So let me show the part where it just clicked. I'm reloading the page, and on load, it calls the. See, it has called the uh, Play Store, and yeah, here it has started to install. The video quality is so because I wanted to have my phone and the browser in the same frame. So that is how you can choose an application to install on someone's Android device exploiting this vulnerability. I'm just forwarding it. Yeah, the app is installed. Okay. If a user is careless, doesn't pay much attention to what has been installed on his phone, then definitely he is in trouble. Um, this attack may not be, or this, even if I install an app on your phone, you may pay attention and you may uninstall it. But this attack is definitely for those people whom, if you ask, do you know BlackHat, then they will reply, I don't have one, or I have a blue or a white hat. So this attack is mostly for them. Yeah, but it's always a good practice to pay attention to what is going on over your mobile. Many times we think that it's an update, so whatever is there on the top bar, we ignore it, but that's not a good thing. Okay, I would like to thank to John Oberheide and Thomas Cannot. Okay, so they had previously done a lot of research on this, but they were not successful in exploiting this vulnerability over the web. One found excesses in the Play Store. One found automatic app installation from the phone itself, but not over there. Okay, but their research helped me a lot to put this paper together. Okay, now since Google has patched this vulnerability, okay, so the question is this attack methodology applicable, or is it any useful, or is it any good for future attacks? So this is what I would like to say. Man in mobile is a very powerful exploitation vector. Just we have seen that what we thought was impossible, like getting into someone's Google account or getting into someone's banking account, it looks very easy and possible with this, right? Getting into mobile, being man in mobile, you become very, very powerful and you can do many things. Okay, it's very common to install an software or a malware on someone's desktop and then sneak through all the communication, etc. Put backdoors, etc. But that won't guarantee you access to the banks, right? But this will definitely. Okay, so this was one vector through which I tried to plant an app in someone's phone. In future, there can be many other vectors, because in the current model of the Google's Play Store app installation technique, it's just the three main parameters which I had showed earlier. If you can produce those three parameters and send it to Google with properly framed request, then you can initiate an app installation on anybody's phone, right? Yep.
You're actually initiating the app installation from the browser.
Yeah.
Down to the phone.
Right.
It's not authenticating the phone. It's a one-way authentication, I believe.
Exactly. Exactly. The problem is when you are opening a mail in your Google account, you're automatically authenticated, right? And you can access the Play Store with the credentials of your Gmail, because it's linked with Google account. Okay. So, and the single sign-on. So you don't need to re-authenticate yourself. Okay. So what Google has done for this is, when I had found this and had words with them, so they have changed the way of installing the app. Now it's not that you click the install and it gets installed. Now Play Store will represent a dialog where it will show that your this app is compatible with your phone, okay, and which app which device you want to choose. If you have multiple Android device, then it also offers you to choose a device on which device you want to install that. So it's not direct now. Google has made it 2 steps difficult. Okay, but the thing is, sorry. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, earlier it was just click install and it was done. Now you have to do 2 more steps. 2 more clicks are involved over here, but the basic remains the same. The final click and the final post request will have the information which I had mentioned. If you can get that information by any means, yes, you can plant an app, right?
Could the transmission from Google to the mobile be done over USSD? Could you subvert the USSD transmission?
Yes, that is also another vector, but I haven't explored that. Okay, yeah, that could have been. So when I was writing this paper, there were talks of exploiting the things over USSD in our Nullcon also, plus Eco Party also. But since I found an XSS, so I was really focused on this. But yes, I mean, I haven't tried it, but yeah, that's quite possible. I mean, I like the thought which you have. I would like to present you this. Pleasure.
Thank you. Just to explain that, some of the research we've been doing in the UK has been, some analyst friends of ours, it's been using a rogue base station, generating the required log-on authentication. In other words, somebody logs on to a local Vodafone cell. If you have a Pico cell you subvert, then you can have a DIY cell that then gateways through on the internet to the internet, puts a void call through free of charge. Obviously, if that rogue cell generates a malformed USSD, then the mobile will load any app you want.
Right.
And that, of course, doesn't just apply to Android; it could apply to iPhones and BlackBerries as well.
Right. So that is from the USSD. Here I'm just keeping it simple. I'm using the Google's Gmail's authentication factor for sneaking in the app. So just very plain simple. Yeah. So here is my take on the future of app, and the real challenge in stopping these type of attack is this: you can't differentiate between the app installation initiated by a user or forcefully initiated by someone else. Okay, so it will be a challenge for the security companies to identify such type of attacks and stop it, because what you are doing is just installing an app from an app store, right? So that's a legitimate activity. And to identify who is doing this, either you are choosing to install an app or you have interest to install an app. So that identifying that is a difficult challenge.
Shouldn't the companies pay more attention to the security of the apps that people put on?
Yes, and Google has done that. So they have made it 2 steps difficult. But again, there may be some issues discovered maybe in future, right? Yeah, Applanting on Windows 8 based phones. I have been using Windows 8 on my Dell laptop. So if I want to install any app, it says ask me to log into Microsoft account. Plus, many people use Microsoft's mailing services. So if you can spam them with links to exploit or to sneak applications, yeah, I mean there is possibility where you can do app planting over Microsoft's credentials on Windows-based phones. App forking is another thing which I'm working on, and maybe I will talk in future conferences. So it's just like you install an app and it install other apps. Okay, app forking another app. Right. So currently I'm working on possibilities of app forking. So I guess some of you guys may be working on this. This is a very interesting thing because Google allows you once you have installed an app, you can automatically send an update. Now Google won't come into picture when you are sending an update to the apps installed on your user's phone, right? So you can send any update. So I mean, there is possibility where you can totally change the behavior of an application and make it install other apps, right? That's quite possible.
What was the attitude of the banks when you approached them about this flaw? Were they responsive or dismissive?
Oh, this flaw, this.
The original Applanting one you showed on Google.
Okay, so that I haven't. This is the first time I'm disclosing it.
Right.
So I haven't been to the banks for this.
What do you
And
think their reaction would be? Would they be dismissive or responsive?
now the thing is, they will be seeing how easy it's to exploit. Now, since Google has patched this, I think they will be alarmed, but they will be easy now. They think that it's Google's headache, and it's not their headache because it's flaw in. It was a security gap in Play Store, so they don't have to worry.
And at the end of the day, the vulnerability is that someone can capture your one-time password via SMS and reuse that, right?
Right.
And to be able to reuse that, they also need to compromise your ID and your password to get all two pieces together, and that's what you're putting together. So this whole Zipmo, Zeus man in the middle type of attack has been around for a couple of years, and the banks, I believe, are aware of it and concerned with it. And at some point, it's a risk management thing. How big of a problem is it? How many people are exploiting it? How commercialized, commoditized does it become?
Right.
You actually need to step up the bar and go to the next level of authentication. You can't rely on SMS anymore. Got long in the tooth. It's just not working.
Yes.
It served its purpose. It served its purpose for 5 years, whatever it's been in place. In Japan, it's been in place for longer. But at some point,
Well, I think
they
the banks
may
have
not.
been stupid. They moved from RSA secure ID, which cost maybe $3 per punter,
Yeah.
and they probably figure that if we issue, we can save $200 million a year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So a lot of economics and finance goes behind that.
I agree. I mean, the little stupid devices, tokens, whether it's RSA, whether it's another type of device that doesn't have the level of intelligence, the level of accessibility that someone can exploit it, it stands on its own. I mean, that almost seems like that's with the cat and mouse type approach, that's the thing you need to approach this. Yeah, I mean, I use tokens on my accounts.
So
And I work for a bank.
oh, okay, cool. So let me see. I mean, how the banks will react when I go back in India, because with due respect to all the terms and conditions of BlackHat, I haven't talked about it. So whatever has been published by BlackHat, that's the information which is out. Okay. So this was supposed I just wanted to have a very tight control on this vulnerability and keep it 0 day as long as possible. But again, 6 months is a very, very long time to keep any information secret, at least with Google, because there are 100 people who are trying every day or every hour just for the lucrative bug bounty program which they have, right? So it's very difficult to keep a 0 day. Otherwise, I had submitted this as a 0 day presentation. Okay, so that was on the future of app forking. Yeah, so what I would like to conclude or summary of my presentation: mobile, yes, is your strongest identity, right? But if you lose your mobile, or if there is a man in your mobile, then yeah, it's a big concern. It can screw your life. It can screw your financial equations as well. App planting. Okay, the flaw in App Store can be leveraged to install applications silently. So this is how I would like to define the app planting. And the challenges, as I have told you, you can't differentiate an app installation, whether it has been initiated by user or he was strict to install a application. I mean, differentiating that is very, very difficult. Awareness. Yeah, so the very basic purpose of this presentation is to make you aware that there can be such type of attack. So just pay attention to what the top bar says. It's an update or it's a new installation, right? And there are a couple of other people I would like to thank you. I would like to thank you all. You are here, you were patient, and you answered my questions also. Thank you. It was very interactive. Big thanks to Team BlackHat. They have been doing very good work. Vivek Ramchandran, if he is here, I would like to thank him. His securitytube.net is the website where everyone learns about anything or everything in security. So I have learned a lot of things from there. Nulcon and Jailbreak team, they are the people who have helped me in the background. Yeah, that's again Captain Dhoni calling out timeout. So he has been inspiring us. Yeah, he's Captain Cool. He's known as Captain Cool. So my thanks to all you guys. If you have more questions, please come up with the question. I mean, your questions were always welcome, even between the talks, even before the talks, and even after the talks. Yeah, please.
So you're talking about Applanting for Android and app forking for Windows Mobile.
No, you can do app forking on any platform. It's you have an app already running on your device, and that app is pulling more apps.
Okay, but you're talking about Windows Phone and Android. Did you have a look at iOS, or gonna have a look at iOS, or there's a reason not to look at it?
Actually, yes, there's a very good reason. My company doesn't pay me well, so I can't afford Apple devices. Plus, there are no very good financial plans in India for iOS. Apart from that, I'm a big fan of Linux, so I don't go for iOS. But yeah, as a researcher, I should pay attention to that. I will, with all respect to your question, I will do that work to be very comprehensive. Thanks for motivating me for that. Here. Thank you. Yes, please, sir.
To discuss Google measures that you just have a confirmation on your phone before any app can be installed. Like, you get a big pop-up like an app is trying to install. Please confirm if you're really this. It sounds like a really simple, effective measure.
Right, but then it kills the entire purpose of having the install over the air. Right. So the thing is, it's like fire and forget. You just choose an app, click install, and whenever your phone is in good range, the app installation will start automatically. So otherwise, if you urgently need an app, you have to search for it on the phone, then install it, and so it becomes a little cumbersome. So just for making it convenient, they have started over the air installation. But now, if you again have confirmation from mobile, etc., then that will be again not solving the purpose of over there installation. So it just kills the user experience. Yeah. So security is this, we are coming to the same paradigm where security and user convenience go in opposite direction. Yes, please.
But Google changed it now to have a additional confirmation box when you click on
Yes,
install.
yes.
But if you have cross-site scripting available, you can still like select submit without having an extra check. Right?
Yes, I mean,
You could add a function which
no, the thing is,
okay.
when your XSS is kicking up, right? So you got it. So it should click at the page load. I'm just clicking the install, right? So then I have to capture that event when the dialog box is presented, and I should have an access at that point. So to click OK. So you do install, then you do OK, right? That's the additional box. So there, at that point of time, I should have an access. Or simple way is, another way is to grab the cookie, send it to you, then you frame a request and then do the app initiation. So that's the classic thing, old classic way to exploit an XSS by grabbing the cookies. But this is more simple and more instant. Means you have seen the video. The moment I clicked on the link, it just started. Within a few seconds, it started loading the app on my phone. Right. Any more questions?
Yeah, I'd like to just raise some food for thought. I think a lot of the cellular carriers around the world are introducing VoIP applications, the ability to receive and send voice transmissions when you're out with cellular range. O2 are doing it, Vodafone, SFR, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I came across a situation last weekend where I installed an O2 app called 2Go. It was
Okay.
Telefonica. And it completely messed up my corporate voicemail. And the reason why was because 2Go overrode the VoIP transmission circuit, overrode the USSD transmission system.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to reset it across the GSM channel, but I couldn't because the VoIP channel on the Android platform took precedence.
Oh, okay.
So what I tried, and I actually succeeded, was I generated a VoIP USSD code
Mm-hmm.
to my mobile, which I could subvert, and it then takes precedence. So using your technique,
Mm-hmm.
it's possible to subvert and do a bit of applanting via the VoIP-based USSD transmission channel. But of course, that's a structural problem
Yes.
that affects pretty well all smartphones, not just Droids, but also iPhones, Blackberries, and Windows smartphones. And I think what's interesting about your presentation is it's a structural flaw.
Yes.
And I think, sure, Google have fixed it, but I think it can be repeated with a slightly different attack vector.
Right.
And were I to be Google, I would be very concerned about this, simply because it's a structural problem that's inherent within their Google Play format. So they've actually got to redesign the whole infrastructure
Right.
to solve it, and they can't do it because they'd have to reinvent the Android platform.
That's a bigger challenge to solve. So they can just have mitigation. So it's now just 2 steps harder. So yeah, as he pointed out, so there may be an XSS vector right at that point, and which you can exploit, and maybe in future you can do that. So any more questions? Okay, cool. Thanks to you all, and yeah, thank you.